everyone's saying this man has done so much in like such little time. Don't see what he's done for the American people. And all these wars that are supposedly ended, well, I made a post on how that's not true. Ceasefires aren't ending wars. Some of these things were in place prior. Granted, there's one or two that he did have a huge hand in, or he did. I know for the American people, I get the borders. Yes, 100% agree. Cheaper gas. Okay, great. Some money, extra money for tax credit. But I mean, that doesn't even buy a week's worth of groceries in this economy. So what else? Immigration, well, if you don't see the huge problem going on with that, then you're not paying attention or you just have no morals. Other than that, I don't know what there really is. So please tell me, and don't just make up stuff you heard. Research it and see if it's actually true. Because I can tell you just some. I don't have time to list all the bad things, but I can tell you just some of the things where it's hurting. First off, we're not even going to get into like the authoritarian / dictatorships like style, because if you don't see that, then I don't think there's much more I can say or do to open your eyes on that. I mean, there's trackers out there. There's tons of people talking about how this is a threat to democracy in so many different ways. So if you haven't opened your eyes to that one yet, I'm not even going to bother, because I'm not going to talk to a wall. Start with immigration. Families being torn apart, kids being traumatized, Americans actually being racially profiled. I could literally go on and on and on. This is the biggest thing that just breaks my heart every day. Yes, I agree that criminals to go, but this isn't the case with a lot of them. People are here legally, seeking asylum, going to school, and they're just traumatized. Horrible. So again, don't come at me for, like I said, I agree with the criminals and the ones that sneak here and aren't good members of society. Okay, so let's drop that. This is just horrible in so many ways and devastating for so many reasons. But besides that, there's a lot more. He said he wants to make America healthy again, but then is defunding and doing so much to the FDA, which, do we have any common sense with that one? Think about that. Experienced staff and budget cuts. I mean, this country, if you've traveled, you know the ingredients in our food is just atrocious compared to other countries. You go to McDonald's in Europe and you go here, just the things they make, the same things with are different because of the foods that they ban there. Same thing with a lot of other things on the grocery shelf. So we need to do that. But if you're making all these cuts, getting rid of experience in the FDA, well, that's kind of contradictory. Government shutdown, we all know his first term, he kind of wanted to do it. Oh, he's pushing the same thing, but then blaming it on the opposite party. We already know who that affects. We have the people that are keeping us safe and serving our country, and their families are struggling right now because of that, and other families are struggling right now because of that. I don't think I need to say more. I mean, the shutdown is literally so millions don't lose their health insurance or have to even pay more for it when they're already struggling financially. Okay, like, do you want to pay more for health insurance? Do you want to lose it? I mean, we have a huge issue with health insurance in general in this country compared to others. Being new to the United States, not a third world country, you think we would have figured that out by now versus trying to make it more expensive and difficult. Withholding congressional, I can never say that, appointed funds. Yes, illegal. Illegally or improperly withholding FY 2025 fund, which included billions for education and social programs, which have proven to be good and beneficial for society as a whole. These aren't just democratic programs. These are programs that affect and benefit both sides of the aisle, including $4 billion that Congress approved for grades, I think it was kindergarten through 12th, I'm pretty sure. This helped support teacher prep, which we know teachers, man, they're like another superhero in society. They're underpaid. They do, the good ones do a lot for their kids, our kids when they don't need to. There's kids that go and don't have stuff, and sometimes these teachers will pull money out of their limited paycheck to help kids and help their classroom. Okay, not to mention the food. Unfortunately, there are parents out there that would send their kids without a lunch, and a lot of sad situations, and these kids shouldn't punish because their parents suck. Okay, they just shouldn't be punished for that. Tariffs. A lot of you seem confused on how that works. Guess who pays them? We pay them. I own a business. If I import stuff, I get that tax bill. I have to pay that tax bill. I pay those tariff fees, and then I have to raise my product cost. But you know what you pay to make up for that. We pay for them. That's not helping us. It might help the government, but we sure in heck aren't seeing it. It's not helping us, average American citizens. Tariffs are not. Let's not forget the visas revoked for anyone that opposed or spoke out about something he didn't like for foreign officials. That's hurting. What is that hurting everybody? Free speech and a lot more. Revoking visas for opinions. What about FEMA? Alaska right now, or when someone else gets hurricanes. They're trying to shrink the federal role for that, it was already handled a lot of things badly when this stuff happens. Can you imagine now? I haven't seen much going to Alaska or heard much about it the past few days. They're getting obliterated. Indigenous people, too, no less. And everyone is making posts about the day, Happy Indigenous People Day. Clueless that this is going on. I don't expect everyone to know everything, don't get me wrong, but I mean, come on. Military escalation. There's no proof about those votes. Congress asked for it. Nothing. Just went and did it. It was illegal. And then, I haven't dug into this. I did a little bit. It seems that they had a Cuban vote, 2 weeks ago, but the U.S. was denying it. But Cuba, I was pretty sure it was us. Dangerous. They have a lot of countries against us the way things are going. We really are. We all know pew-pew violence has been huge, a huge issue. But guess what? We slashed $158 million in helping prevent it. Make that make sense. How are you making America safer by doing that? Love to hear. Again, with the school grants and education slashing, like, I know that people on the left are notoriously more educated, but that doesn't mean it's not needed. Especially when it has to do with civil rights and now special education. If you look at findings, studies, all of it, it shows that all these things are beneficial, that they do help. Statistically, they help. They work. But nope, we're going back to 1899 or whatever. I mean, what is it? Oh, NPR, NPBR? I think it's NPR. Yeah, NPR. You know what their claim was? Biased in media. Bias in media. Everything that they're going after and threatening money for is for people that don't bend the knee or agree. This is not democracy. Ooh, that rhymed. Even community colleges are losing millions in funds. Millions. It's for a lot of kids whose family cannot afford to send their kids and they don't want their kids to get into. These are good ways to get an education and get a degree without having a huge bill. And now millions is gone for colleges. Gone. Community colleges. Do you not see a theme here? These are programs that notoriously help not just low income or welfare families. These are middle class. Basically, they help anyone that is not just like rich that can do whatever they want. That is the average American, meaning that's gonna hurt. Okay? These aren't programs just for welfare people or people that are lazy and don't want to work. These are all programs for the average American citizen. If you have kids, you have a family, things for you that you should be worried about. For your kids' future, for your family's future, for your everything being done is for two things. To help the income grow for the friends in the pockets of the 1% and to gain control. The majority of these things done are not helping you, me, my neighbor. They're just not if you're paying attention, and that is why we should be worried. Well, there's a lot of other reasons we should be worried, but that, if you fall in the middle class or even lower class range, these are going to hurt you. And I think I already posted about the CDC only having political appointees in there and not actually long experienced scientists. That is so dangerous. And now the DOJ, it's like his personal lawyer. And we're going to make America safer again, because I'm going to get rid of 811, I think it was million in grants that aimed at reducing pew-pew violence, trafficking, assisting victims. And then I think it was like 71 or 72 million in policing and prosecution programs. Gone. To help address like violent crimes and stuff. Gone. How is that making people safer? It's all a front. The math ain't mathin'. CISA, I think it was, for cybersecurity. There are so many things that contradict everything he says he's doing. It makes no sense when you dig into it. That is what I'm trying to tell you guys. He keeps saying all this, but actions speak louder than words. You know, you've always heard that saying, and it's true for a reason. Saying he wants to fight crime, but then he's defunding things specifically to help fight crime. And he's defunding things specifically if someone doesn't like him or he's on the opposite side, and that is not democracy. That is not okay. Our leader should want good for everybody. Everybody, no matter on what side you fall on. This high school bully crap is ridiculous. For the basic average American person, my point is nothing. And I get things don't happen overnight. I get it. But the main focus since he has been in office has been ICE and has been doing everything to get rid of his political opponents. Things he is blaming other people for, people in his administration or on his side are doing as well. The hypocrisy, the lying. I get all administrations do it. I get it. But never to this magnitude, never this much. And the people just believing it and not actually researching and digging stuff up and just generalizing and name calling of anyone who opposes. And the fact that people aren't smart enough or critically thinking enough to just like, hey, let me go check this out real quick. I think he said he put like I think it was something 17 or 70 million back into the American economy, and then even on the White House own page, it was like a fraction of that. Like just the lies being spewed out and people just eating it up, and then continuing to blame the left for stuff. My point is, what has changed in your life? What is better for you? Besides border crossings being down and maybe gas being cheaper, everything else is still going up. Okay? Your health insurance, you might lose it, you might not, it might get more expensive, it might not. I don't know what's going to go on with that now. You have all these programs for kids. You probably know, if you don't have kids yourself, that it's going to be affected. There's lots of horrible stuff going on right now. What is happening now, I can't say I'm proud to be an American. Can you? Can you honestly say that with what's going on? Take a look around. People are hurting. They're hurting bad. And this guy's concerned about a goddamn ballroom and spending millions and millions and millions of propaganda to put in airports or to record these people getting dragged away by ICE. Our money for that. For someone to follow them around with a camera. This is making America great again. Like, are you serious right now? Do you really think this is making America great again? And then we have our vice president condoning. I mean, just watch the video before this. It is literally rewinding the clock. Rewinding the clock. If you can't see it coming, you either want it to come or you're blind as a bat. Because we are rewinding the clock to some really bad times. And I hope I'm wrong for the first time in my life. But every day there's something else that just confirms a lot of people's, I don't really want to say assumptions at this point because it's just so blatant and so obvious. So tell me, what has he done for you, for your family, for your loved ones? Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's something I didn't see. So tell me, without being a douchebag, preferably.